time to think a little bit deeper about things that are going on in society. My question for the people: would you stay with someone if they cheated? Now, I got this from a movie I watched called The Painted Veil. Shout out TikTok for kind of showing me this clip. Also, shout out TikTok for potentially being a very damaging device that is ruining the public. That's a conversation for another day. And the next question is: would you raise a child if it's not yours? It's a very interesting question. The more and more I think about cheating and, children, and I hear these stories about cheating and the kid not being yours. Because I heard a recent story on TikTok. Shout out TikTok. And they were kind of it was like a Reddit post story. I'm sure saw a lot of you guys seen those videos, heard those videos. And what we see is that a lot of these individuals tend to have circumstances where a woman cheated at one point. They didn't do a DNA test for the father and raised the kid for like 7 years. Found out that she cheated and then completely abandoned them both. And my thing is the willingness to disassociate yourselves from the love that you have. I don't know why people are so quick to destroy themselves. Because, yes, what the woman did was terrible. But the purpose, and I think maybe it's people kind of losing sight of what they really want. They want a pure relationship where we're always faithful and loyal to each other. But what you actually want, what people actually want, is that they want a family. They want their kids to grow up. And they want their kids to start their own family. This is important. It's one thing if you didn't love the woman anymore. But if she cheated, and there's a phrase, popular phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater. I personally, I'm going to answer this for myself. Depending on the type of relationship we're in, if we're in a long-term relationship and she'd have cheated one time after 4 years, but I love this woman and I want to be with this woman, I wouldn't break it off. Not at first. What I would do in that situation is I would create a test. I will see if this love is truly strong enough to get past this atrocity. I will challenge both of us. I'll test our compassion for one another. And if it becomes that she is repented for what she did, if it is revealed that I love her still, regardless of the action, I don't know the willingness to break off something that you wanted your entire life. You wanted to love. You wanted the other person to love you. Yes, the mistake happened. Yes, it was a terrible and hurtful mistake. But what do you want? What do you think? Do you think you will find the same amount of love? You're going to give up all that time? It's hard for me to say because obviously humans are very emotional creatures. And I understand the concept of breaking off with someone like that. Especially if it's just a relationship and not marriage. For marriage, I always said to myself that I'm never getting a divorce. No matter what. Because I want my kids to live in a complete household. And a stable household. A loving household. So I want to make sure the girl that I marry abides by that. Now, with that said, in the next conversation, she cheated, you loved each other, you're married and everything. She made one mistake. Obviously, you went through a trial. You see if this love is really worth it, if the love is truly there. Because a lot of the times, whether you want to recognize it or not, it's a two-part process why cheating happens. Usually. Now, it could be a situation where the woman just doesn't love you. And that's when you have to break it off. But in a two-part situation, it's usually a situation where the man is not giving her what she wants or needs, and the woman found it somewhere else. So there's always a kind of two-part, process, because a relationship is a partnership. It's usually not one person acting on their own. That's important to consider. Let's say the trial happens. You come together, you find compromise, you found out you love each other, and you want to stay with each other forever, and this will never happen again. And then you find out that she's pregnant and a child is born. Why wouldn't you raise that child? I get it, it's not yours. But the woman you love is there. We all recognize that, yes, having your own blood is important. You can always have another child. But this is your responsibility, because the woman you love will always be near you. So her child, the partnership you created with her, that means that the child is an extension of you as well. I know blood is important. But what matters to me, what matters the most, is the situation. Two loving parents who love each other is what a child needs. Not the blood, not the DNA, but two parents that love each other, and by extension, love them as well. I think that will always be the most important aspect of a family. Love. So if love is the most important part, then a mistake, then blood and DNA, I think just comes secondary. So that's how I would answer the question. If someone cheated, I'll give them another opportunity to see if the love is there. If it is, then maybe the child's not mine. I need to rethink. Is the love there? Yes, I love her. Yes, she loves me. Yes, she's upset. Do I love the child? Yes, I love the child. It's my child. Then why would I give it up for one mistake? I think that's irrational, personally. But let me know what you guys think, of course. Now let's dive into the main topic at hand. And it's about the left and the right, liberals and conservatives, Republicans and Democrats.